Hi everybody, it's Lady Mal. I want to say hi to everybody. Um, Thanks to all of my subscribers. Thanks for everyone who watches and rates my videos. Down here, the little stars. I appreciate it. Um, if you have any comments, I'm always open to them. If you have any suggestions for something you'd like for me to talk about, be it fetishes, uh, gear, ideals, scenes, anything. I'm really open to it. If I don't think it's appropriate for a vlog, I'll answer you in an email or respond to your message or comment or whatever. But today, I'm actually taking a cue from a friend of mine off of FetLife. He goes by the name of Venerator. Check out his profile. He's a really nice guy. Um, Today, I'm going to talk about discipline. Not the, oh, you've been a bad slave, you've been naughty, you have to be disciplined, but self-discipline. Um, this is mainly going out to all the submissives or switches. I can't really talk from a dom's point of view, but um, being a submissive, you have to have a lot of self-discipline. If your master gives you or mistress gives you a list of things that need to be done, you need to do them and stick to it, no matter how crappy it may be and how much you may hate to do the laundry or clean the house or lick his boots or her boots or take care of the toys and whatnot. You still need to do it. If your master or mistress asks you to lose weight because you're at an unhealthy place, like me, um, stick to it. I mean, you have to make the conscious effort to do it. If you don't, then that once again is going to show that you are lacking and therefore your dominant is lacking. And at least from my point of view, that's the last thing I want to do. Um, my master made a very firm suggestion that I should lose weight. Not because he doesn't think that I'm beautiful or that he doesn't love me the way I am, but because I'm at an unhealthy weight, and I have been for a long time. Um, I'll be totally honest, about 4 years ago, I was pushing 312 pounds. And I was at risk for all sorts of things. And I have a little boy that I want to see grow up. So I started to lose weight. Now, at first, it was due to depression and anxiety and really not wanting to do anything. And that's not a really healthy way to lose weight either. But I did drop about 40 pounds on my own. But then, again, I talked with Venerator, and we have a group of people that are working out, and it's a support group of sorts. And they keep me going. And yeah, it sucks. I do 90 crunches 4 times a day. You think 90 crunches, okay, no big deal. By the time you get to 45 or 50, it burns. And in the mornings, it's okay, but by the time I get to that last set in the evenings, it's like I just would rather die. But the more I do to make myself look better to keep up my appearance, and the more that I stick to my word, having said that, yes, I'm going to stick to this plan, I'm going to lose weight to make myself more happy. Therefore, I'm around longer to take care of my son, to take care of my master. Um, then in the end, it's worth it. I mean, it it's like saying you're going to do something and then following through. Don't make promises you can't keep, especially not to your dominant, especially not to yourself. Don't say, "Oh yeah, I'll do this and I'll do that," when you have absolutely no intention of actually doing it. Um, Self discipline is hard and it sucks. And I'm not saying that I don't backslide. I have my days where I just don't want to do anything, and I have to drag myself down to the floor and do my crunches. And there have been days I've cussed all the way through them, but I've done them. Um, and it's not just about making the concerted effort to lose weight. It's making the concerted effort to say, okay, he or she has given me this list of things to do. If I do them, they'll be happy with me. And I will feel accomplished as a submissive because I've made my dominant happy. Um, it's really hard to do. I'm not saying that, oh, everybody can do it, yada, yada, yada. But if you stick with it and you start to see progress, then that tends to give you more steam to keep going. Like so far I've lost about another 30 pounds. So I've lost in total about 80 or 90 pounds. And you look at me and it doesn't look like I've lost it, but I can see where I've lost it. I can see where I'm making progress. My master can see where I'm making progress. So that kind of keeps me going. It gives you that up. Now, if you're in a bad relationship and your dominant asks you to do something and you do it, but there's no sense of accomplishment, there's no praise, then you need to talk to them about that and let them know, hey, look, I did what you told me to. Why am I not getting, did I do something wrong? Did I not do it to your liking? Just talk to them, find out what it is. But even aside from them, just in your own personal life, make the conscious effort to give your life some order, some stability. Because if you're doing everything all willy-nilly, eventually you're going to forget something, you're not going to finish something, something's going to fall to the wayside, and you don't want that to happen. Having discipline to do things, to stick to your word, to exercise if you're going to exercise, to mow the lawn once a week if you're going to mow the lawn once a week. Just stick to it. Stick to your guns. Have some backbone. Just because we're submissives doesn't mean that we have no backbone. It doesn't mean that we can't stand up for ourselves, and it doesn't mean that we can't better ourselves for ourselves, not just for our dominance. I mean, yeah, we're here to make them happy. It's a symbiotic relationship. But if you're not happy with yourself, how can you make someone else happy? And that's something that I personally had to realize because I was a doormat submissive for 3 or 4 or 5, a long time. Trust me, it was a long time. I thought, who cares about my self-worth? I don't care. I don't matter. What matters is making them happy. I had to realize that if I'm not happy with myself, I'm not going to make anybody else happy. I can't make anybody else happy. So if you just stick to your guns, stick to whatever plan you give yourself, then, you'll be a happier person. Don't make promises that you can't keep or don't intend to keep. No matter how hard it gets, keep pushing through. If you're on crunch 50 and you got to go to 90 and it hurts, stop for a second, then finish it. Keep going. I mean, hell, today a friend of mine got a Wii, and they got Wii Fit, and I got on the balance board, and a freaking video game tell me I'm obese. Well, no kidding, really? Like, I couldn't tell that by myself. But it gave me that push of, okay, this is completely unhealthy. I need to keep going. But I know that I'm getting better because my clothes are getting smaller. And I feel better and I have more energy and I want to get out and do things. I started riding my bike 2 miles a day. I haven't done this much physical exercise in a long time. And it sucks sometimes. That getting on that last leg of the mile on my bike, I was about to die. I just wanted to quit, but I didn't. I kept pushing through. And that's like that with everything, whether it's trying to better your self-esteem, to do exercises, to stay on a schedule to clean, to stay on a schedule to pay bills. I mean, everything can be categorized down into a list that you can do so that you stay on task. Now, I'm not saying that I don't slack off on occasion, and I do, but I pay for it. Because, okay, so I may slack off and not do 20 crunches, but the next day when I go to start exercising, I remember, and it makes me feel like crap because I should have done them, and it's kind of a deterrent because, if you fail yourself, then you fail your dominant, and nobody wants their dominant upset at them. And if you do, well, that's your own kink and that's awesome, but for me personally, I like for my dominant to be happy with me. Um, but I really think that's about it. Please keep watching, subscribe, rate, comment, all that wonderful fun stuff. Thursday, I'm going to go over gear and aftercare because I think they're both very important topics. So I will see you all on Thursday. Mwah. Bye-bye.